Hello folks, obviously the great and the good of the UK automotive press and the motoring establishment have been over in Munich for the Munich Motor Show this week. I'm not one of them, so I'm on the Auto Express website and we'll take a look at what they've had to say about it. We're basically just going to look at all the new reveals that have come from the Munich Motor Show, and this gives me an opportunity to tell you what I think of it, and you an opportunity to leave a comment and tell me what you think of some of the cars that we're seeing in here. Some very interesting and significant releases. So let's get on with it, shall we? This is one of the least interesting ones, if I'm being fair. We were expecting to see the new Audi Q6 e-tron, which is a car I'm not massively interested by, if I'm being completely honest. But instead, we just saw the interior from it, and it's all right. Doesn't feel like a particularly huge step forward, in my opinion. What they have done is put a second screen in for the passenger. So the front seat passenger can use that to watch a movie or something. You'll see this main part of the dash sort of wraps round so the driver won't be distracted by it. Aside from that, it looks like sort of very much evolution rather than revolution. But what does seem like revolution is this, coming from BMW. I'm not going to try and put on my dodgy German accent, but it's called the Vision Neue Klasse Concept. And it's essentially what is going to become the 3 Series. Now, this is only a concept. It's not the final production version of the 3 Series. But the CEO of BMW has said that this is actually very close to what the final production model is going to be. We're likely to see that in 2025. But it's very bold indeed. I'll go through the gallery of all the cars at the end so you can see a bit more. But it's a very interesting looking thing. And I actually really like it. I know it won't be everyone's cup of tea. They also showed off the new 5 Series and the electric version of that, the i5. I'm hoping to have a little go in one of those later this year, but we'll see if that comes off or not. BYD were there with the Seal U. It's a mid-size SUV to provide competition for VW ID4 and Tesla Model Y. It's joined on stage by the new Dolphin and the regular Seal. Cupra, check this thing out. This is the Dark Rebel. This is only a concept, and it sounds like it's not going to go into production, but who knows? Obviously, it was Munich where they showed off the Urban Rebel a year or two ago, and that actually has turned into a production car, albeit with a different name. But let's see what happens on that one. Mercedes, look at this. This is bonkers looking. This is the concept CLA class, which features plenty of cutting-edge technology found in the EQXX inside. It's the first time we've seen the Mercedes' new MB.OS system in action, which the brand says provides the basis for an unparalleled user experience. They also showed off a new E-Class all-terrain. They recently announced the new E-Class estate. There's an all-terrain version of that. MG were there with the Cyberster, which is a very cool looking thing with crazy doors, as you can see there. 0 to 62 in 3.8 seconds, 2 electric motors, 429 brake horsepower. And they think it's going to cost from around about 50 grand. So that could be a very interesting one. Could take a bit of business away from Porsche potentially. Mini showed off the new Mini Cooper, which you're going to be able to get in petrol or electric form. And the new Countryman. We'll show you a picture of that in a sec. Porsche didn't reveal the new all-electric Macan. Instead, that's going to come out at the LA Motor Show in November. But the Mission X hypercar was on display in Munich. Stunning concept shows Porsche's plans for future electric sports cars. I don't know how much they spend on these concept cars, but I don't know, it has a sort of underlying feel of willy measuring to me. I think keep that stuff to yourselves and actually just show us production cars when they come out sometimes. As bonkers as these concepts are. Renault have shown us the new Scenic, which is going to be just an electric family car. It doesn't look too different to the Scenic Vision concept that we saw last year. It takes strong influence from the Megane E-Tech, and it shares its EV platform with the Nissan Ariya. Smart showed off their number 3 or #3, whatever it is. The one has obviously recently sort of come out. Again, they seem to be going after Tesla Model Y customers and Enyaq customers. There was loads of rumour that Tesla were going to turn up with the Model 2. I didn't think it was very likely, and indeed it didn't happen. But they did show the new version of the Model 3, what was previously known as a Model 3 Highland. I did a video on that a week or two ago. Vauxhall showed this experimental concept, which seems largely pointless. They didn't tell you much about it apart from the fact that it can do 435 miles on a single charge. But I guess it's not actually drivable, so can it? Right, VW, this was very exciting. This is what I wanted the ID3 to be. I think it's what a lot of people wanted the ID3 to be. This is the 𝑖D concept, and it's basically your Golf GTI in EV form. The wheels on this are some of the best looking wheels I think I've ever seen in my life. And I think this is a gorgeous looking thing. I like it a lot, although I could live without the GTI stickers all over it. We'll now just move up to the gallery and we'll just go through all the pictures from the motor show. I will link to this article from Auto Express in the video description if you want to go and have a click around for yourself and possibly read up a bit more. I'd love to go to this event, but when you're not getting paid by someone to go over there, it's bloody expensive. Okay, where are we? Right, so there's that Q6 interior, which we don't really care about. There is the BMW new class thing, basically the new 3 Series. I hate to see that though, digital mirrors again. I just think it's over engineering. I don't really see the point. They work well on some cars, to be fair, but not for me. That's a better shot of the car, so you can see a bit more of what it's all about. A little bit of like 1970s Fiat in that for me. And you'll see the bumpers are some kind of crazy material, and the trim, I guess that's all recycled materials. Absolutely insane looking interior, and on that infotainment screen there, you can actually take things from the screen and put them up onto the windscreen, like the head-up display kind of thing. You can do that with all kinds of different parts of the infotainment system. It's very, very futuristic. It looks a bit like something from a sci-fi movie, to be honest. Very cool. Here's the BYD seal, which is basically their go at a Tesla Model 3. And here's the CLU, which is kind of their attempt at a Model Y, I guess. That's the crazy Dark Rebel from Cupra. There's another shot of it there. Look at that. Wow. And look at the angle on that brake light. You could shave with that. And as you would expect from a Cupra concept car, it's got a typically gamer-like interior. This is a Denza D9. I don't know anything about that, so I'll move swiftly on. This is that crazy new Mercedes concept. Look at that. Look at the wheels. Wow. I'm sure the production car is going to look nothing like this because, I don't know, I could see a number of Mercedes customers being turned off by that. It's all very bling. And so is this interior. Look at it. There's the MG Cyberster, the Mini Cooper. The back end of the Mini Cooper there, that's the first time I've seen a really good shot of the actual production version of the Mini Cooper. It's okay. Not sort of blown away by that design. There's your Countryman. That looks like, again, a bit of an evolution rather than a revolution, which is probably no bad thing on a Mini. There's the crazy Porsche hypercar concept. And they've gone for a yokelet. Look what Tesla started there. Right, the Renault Grand Kangoo E-Tech 100% electric. To be fair, you see a lot of Kangoos on the road and a lot being used as taxis. Very practical. We've got the new Scenic there. Yeah, better shot of the back end there. Quite nice wheels on that. And a very interesting interior. I wonder if it'll be like that when the final production car comes out. This is the Ceres 3. I know nothing about that, folks. I'm being completely honest with you. Nothing about it at all. There's the Model 3 Highland. You can see it's just got slightly sharper headlights. It looks slightly less like an inflated frog. And again, some changes on the rear end here. Just generally improved it. What they have done, though, which has annoyed me, is they've removed all the stalks. So you now select your gear on the screen and your indicators are there. They're little haptic buttons on the steering wheel rather than just having, you know, an indicator stalk. I think it's a bit daft, personally. There's the pointless Vauxhall concept. And here's the VW ID GTI in red. Everything goes faster in red, doesn't it? Look at those wheels, folks. Woof. There we go. Just a quick one for you today. Probably next Sunday will be the news video for September, and we'll cover some of this in a bit more detail. I really just wanted to get a quick video out for you showing the highlights from the Munich Motor Show. Please give this video a thumbs up. A lot of people don't do it, and it really doesn't help with the algorithm. So I'd love it if you just took a second to give it a thumbs up. And please leave a comment. It's always great to get your feedback and your ideas and your thoughts on some of the cars in here, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. And thanks, as always, to my coffee members. It really does help. Thanks ever so much, folks. I'll see you on the next one.